gonna stick like glue. Stick because
Oh, I got a glue stick, a glue stick.
Hi, Charlie.
How's it going, Charlie?
How's it going?
We're good. How are you?
Good. I was just watching the last bit of interview with Tappy.
Oh, nice. Do you guys know each other?
Yeah, we've known each other for a while now, and we're kind of working on a tune a while back.
Okay.
I think before the lockdown happened, but unfortunately that didn't go ahead. So maybe after.
After this, maybe something can happen. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must
sure.
be a long.
Yeah.
Must be a long weekend for you guys. A long day. Long
It's
2
okay.
days
It's fun.
so
We
far.
enjoy. We live for music, so everything is fun. You know, first we just really want to apologize for the kind of laggy video. I don't know if you saw your own thing.
Yeah.
Like you did a really great set, and we really wanted to like showcase the whole thing. It was one of the highlights of our festivals. But yeah, unfortunately, like we're not too sure what's happening. But you know, during our test runs, our videos were fine. But now it's like a little bit laggy. So we're definitely gonna upload everyone's sets in full without lag after this thing. So thank you again for participating.
The whole world is just live streaming. That's why. Taking up the bandwidth of the collective internet.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Emily on the spot. So like she's like a huge Charlie Lin fan, and right now she's like super nervous to talk to you. So you know, Emily, you know, like how did you? She convinced us to put you guys on. Like I knew who you were and I liked your music, but she was the one that's like, yo, if you don't put Charlie, I'm gonna quit GLUESTICK. You know? So
I mean, I actually started following your music back in university in 2016 when you came to Hong Kong the second time. I think that's when I started following your music, and I was so obsessed with your first EP, which is now back on Spotify. And it's important news for a lot of your fans, I know.
I'm just so surprised. People were like wanting that to go back because it's so old. And I'm quite embarrassed of it now because it's so old. And like, anyway, yeah. Thank you so much. 2016 was that? Did I play in some like abandoned basketball court? It was like this venue called like Hangout or something like that. I can't remember.
I think you performed at HMV.
Oh, HMV, right. Yeah. It was like a big set, right?
But I remember you posted a picture of you in like a basketball court in San Juan.
That was a cool venue. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, that was the full band. But hopefully we can come back again soon once all this is over. And I've played Hong Kong so many times now, but like, always like going back. Food is great. Whenever we're there, the weather's always really good, so I'm very biased. Yeah,
because we have winter.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, Singapore doesn't have winter?
Singapore doesn't have winter.
No, it's just hot and humid and wet sometimes, but it's very hot. Yeah.
Oh, wow, I'm surprised. As a person who lives in Hong Kong, I feel like Hong Kong is what you just described. So if Singapore is slightly worse than that, then I feel for you guys.
Yeah. No, Hong Kong is great during the winter and spring. I love it.
Yeah.
So how are you guys?
Oh, we're good. We're good.
We're good. Yeah, we're excited to talk to all these different artists, and I'm just being a bad person putting Emily on the spot, because I know she's a huge fan, and this is a big moment for her. So to all you fans, like Emily's a bigger fan than all of you guys.
Okay. I'm pretty sure a lot of your fans in Hong Kong would love to talk to you because the last time you came was already 4 years ago. 4 years ago. So we're definitely expecting you to come back and share your music with us.
I just got one of those Facebook memories that reminded me of like when I last played. So yeah, 4 years ago. So it's crazy. I think I have it. Let me see if I can open up my Facebook. And that's just us in a bus.
Ooh. Is this Hong Kong? Oh,
that's a typical,
I know it's Hong Kong, but it's like 11.
Yeah, shout out to the promoter who did this, who rented a whole bus. Buses aren't cheap in Hong Kong, so had to do the VIP service for Charlie.
That was great. Like we brought like our partners, and it was a really good like hangout.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys got any questions for Charlie, like please hit the question mark button beside the comment section, and we're gonna reply all of them as best as we could. But before that happens, like for people who are tuning in for the first time or like don't really know where you're from and stuff, can you introduce who you are and kind of explain how you got into music, how you made your first album, and how you are at where you are now?
I started playing music when I was like a kid, I guess. And I didn't really. I liked performing a lot. I wasn't really sure what sort of music I wanted to do, and I think it was only when I was like 14. I moved to Melbourne, Australia, and I was kind of dabbling in different things. A lot of like pop rock bands, I guess. And I did music performance as like a subject in Melbourne, in Australia. It's something that we couldn't do back then in Singapore. It's a lot better now. There are like art schools and arts programs now, which is great. But yeah, like 20 years ago, there wasn't any of that. Say 20 years ago, but it's more like 10, I guess, 15 years ago. So yeah, I did quite well for that, and when things just started snowballing, and then started writing my own music. I had to serve the army in Singapore, but instead of going to like battle or combat training, I served in the music and drama company. So we basically just played music to people. From like, we just played everything from like jazz to pop rock stuff and heavy metal, just like touring, playing to like kids at schools, primary schools, playing to old folks homes, to like hotel dinners, to like sultans in Brunei. So it was very interesting experience for me, and like just kind of got me into the whole like industry per se, and like what being a touring performing musician was like. And after going through that process, I just kept studying music and just kept doing it. Released my first EP like 10 years ago, 9 years ago, sorry. And then just been doing it ever since. Moved back to Singapore when I can't remember how old I was, in 2012. Just been working on new stuff ever since. My last album's like 2018. And then I just released a bunch of little EPs and little singles since then, collabs here and there. So it's been fun. And here we are.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's a definitely crazy journey up till now. And I guess with COVID right now, it's kind of hindering a lot of musicians as well as promoters in the whole music industry in general. So we hope that with how things are moving right now, we hope that things will get a little better and make it easier for all of us. So yeah, let's go to some fan questions actually. There's a few right now. Emily, why don't you pick?
True.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's your favorite hawker dish?
Ooh, that's a tough one because we have like so many different types of like ethnic foods. So it's like choosing your favorite color. That's hard, but I say probably like the highest number I've probably ordered would be something like chicken rice is like the most staple sort of thing, I think. Bak chor mee is another one, which is like minced pork noodles. Yeah, but there's also like prata, which is like roti canai. We call it roti prata. That's good.
We're hungry right now. Right now, throughout the whole fest, this is all we got, and we haven't even.
Oh no!
So we're super.
The ramen, cup noodles.
Yeah, and who else answered? I want to know what this means. Okay, so I'm not too familiar, but Scooby Loong asks, why don't you perform There Is No Love Anymore? Sad face.
Actually, I'm curious as well because I love that song.
Oh, well, I kind of cringe a little bit at the lyrics because it's just it's a bit too like melodramatic sometimes. But we've rearranged it in a way where it's a bit cooler and a bit more like there's a bit more swag. But no, I still bust it out every now and then. Just not that last set, but hopefully soon.
Okay, so you're not planning to abandon the song forever. It's just
no.
Better ways to deliver.
I love rearranging old tunes, so it's okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like speaking on that topic, like you said you dropped your first EP 9 years ago, right? And it's 2020 now. So what do you think is like kind of the biggest change in your musical style? Like, what did you prioritize before that you super were into that you might not care as much now, or like prioritize more now?
I'd say that the process is still quite similar. I still tear my hair out the same way every time I write a song. It doesn't get easier. I think if anything, it probably just gets harder because every new record, you just want to try and beat yourself and try and get better, or just try to get more to the point of what you're trying to say in the best way possible, I suppose. So I think the process is similar. Like I'm a perfectionist for sure. So the better you are at something, the more aware you are, and what the potential mistakes, or cliches are. So you just try and avoid them, and you also want to take more risks moving forward. So I think as an artist, that's that growth as an artist is really important for me. At the same time, people always tell me, oh, but then you alienate your fans, if you go in too deep. So I don't know. I'm struggling with that a little bit. But overall, I'd say the process has been tiring enough that I don't really bother about the commercial aspects of making music. I've just been lucky enough to be able to do what I love so far, and just not have to worry about compromising. So yeah, I mean, then again, it's not like what I make is super esoteric or super left field anyway, right? I really like pop music. I just want to present it in maybe a more interesting way, or a way that not many people have done before. So the more I listen to music, the more I understand music and learn about new, tricks, whether it's production or harmony or writing styles, then the more I can just try and experiment and fuse different things together. Yeah.
I mean, in your previous album, you sort of just tried to go into electronic music. So moving on from your previous album, is there any kind of genre that you want to go into?
I think R&B and neo soul are always going to be such a big part of my, it's what I grew up listening to and what I love playing live, and the band loves playing in that style, and whenever we play live, we always kind of refer and reference, that style a lot, because it's stuff that we enjoy playing, and we pay tribute to, the blues a lot. So it will be interesting to see how I try to adopt that a bit more, and then I don't know, something more R&B based I think would be cool. I'm not sure if that's going to be the next record, but I'd definitely like to do a proper tribute to soul music if possible.
I mean, R&B is definitely one of the genres we like to push a lot too. So just wondering what R&B artists would you consider your biggest influences, or someone that you see and you're like, wow, how does he do that,
To me, D'Angelo is probably the Jesus of R&B. He's
crazy.
Obviously the Godfathers are James Brown and Prince and Michael Jackson. But when I first heard D'Angelo, I was like, what is this? I'm very confused by it. But I just kept listening. That's probably my Desert Island record. I can listen to that over and over again and still get so much out of it. D'Angelo, Lauryn Hill, Bilal, that whole Soulquarian generation, produced a lot of the stuff was produced by Jay Dilla as well around that time. So I'm a big fan of that sound. And then there was the whole Robert Glasper revival, kind of bringing that Jay Dilla production to a modern day live drumming, live performance context, which I think really, Hiatus Coyote, that wave really kind of made it cool again. But I D'Angelo and Erykah Badu and Bilal, those are my guys. Maxwell, big fan. Yeah,
everything you're listing, it's in our top playlist as well. I'm a huge D'Angelo fan. He releases an album every 5-10 years, but everyone still thinks he's the best, in what he does. So it's super cool that someone from Asia, appreciates that type of thing, and almost makes his own version of what he thinks, the audience in Asia will reciprocate to. But
are you guys fans of Khalil?
Khalil Fong?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I quite like his music. Yeah. I
So
mean,
he's a big D'Angelo fan as well. So we always
Yeah.
talk about R&B and soul music. And
yeah.
that
Shout
he's-
out Khalil.
How did you
yeah,
get to know Khalil?
his manager passed him my first EP.
Oh.
Yeah, so after that we like hung out a bit. I got to like jam in the studio. I crashed at his place for a while, and
Mhm.
I don't think he's based in Hong Kong anymore. But yeah, I'm not sure whether he's coming back. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I think
Are you guys
he's.
gonna collaborate or release song in future?
We want to. It's just like finding the time. He's very busy. Like I think I'm busy, but then when I ask him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got everything like packed till December." So I'm like, "Oh, I'll see you in December." Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah, I think so. I think it's just a matter of time, and I think whatever we're gonna put out is just like a passion project, so it probably won't like take priority over like more commercial stuff. We need to like put food on the table, but like I think it has to happen one day. Yeah.
oh yeah, like that's a pretty interesting topic. Like you said, there's like passion projects versus something that's more commercial that maybe feeds the artist. Like, you know, to the fans out there who can't really differentiate either, like what do you think, like what's the different processes of like each, and like how do you make something that's like, you know, more mainstream versus something that's more like what you personally enjoy?
Sure. Well, for me, it's a bit more straightforward because like I do production and writing along the side, like not under my artist's name, so I don't have to worry about releasing stuff that I don't want to put out as an artist. Yeah, then I get hired to like write stuff for other people and do production work and like session work as well. So I can split like my roles and my jobs quite evenly, and I can argue that most of my stuff started out as a passion project, really,
Yeah.
and then you know, you hope that some of it takes off.
Yeah. So
I mean, okay, adding on to that passion project thing, I think a lot of your fans know that you actually released a music video of Better Dead Than a Damsel, where you guys just basically did a lot of green screen footages, and then we're just kind of like dancing and fooling around and put together a music video. Can you share with us how did that idea come about and how was the experience like?
So that's a remix of the album version, and the album version is like quite dark and you know, a little bit like, you know, the lyrics are quite what's the word? I don't know. It's a bit grim, I suppose. It's the whole album is just quite like existential crisis sort of thing. But when FZPZ, who is a great producer from Singapore, he remixed the track, I was just like, what the hell is this? You know, it's just really cheesy, almost sleazy sounding, kind of R&B tune, and the chords were just like reharmonized so brilliantly. I was just like, we got to do something about this. Like, I know it's not gonna, like, nobody's gonna get it, but
I'm sure a lot of your fans get it.
Well, I guess people that like the album will get it, but like it's definitely not gonna win new fans. It's just gonna alienate my fans, and just confuse a lot of people. So we had a lot of fun. It was shot like in less than a week. It was shot in like, well, it was conceptualized in less than a week, shot within a day, and edited within like 3 days or something like that. So it was absolutely ridiculous. The music video director, his name is Jasper, and he goes under the name of Vile Corpses, or Vad Vibes. Don't ask me why. Yeah, but he's a genius, and he's a very just kind of go for it DIY dude, and he just ran with. I gave him the tune. I'm like, hey, I don't have much of a budget. Do you think we can work with this? And he was just like, yeah, give me a day, I'll sort it out. So it was good fun, and everyone on board was like, I mean, everyone was really like sporting. You know, I wasn't sure if Omar, the rapper, would be down for it, and then the producer himself played guitar, it was really good fun. And like we haven't even hung out before, so it was like, but it wasn't awkward at all when we met. It was just like, yeah, we're here to do something really ridiculous, and yeah, it was a really good experience.
Should we do another question from the audience?
Actually, why don't we take this time to talk about your organization? And since like we have people from I guess my followers. I hope so. I hope my followers are tuning in. Can you guys wait if you're like?
Hey, shout out to Charlie's followers. Yeah, man. So basically, we're GLUESTICK. We're a promoter, you can call, that is based out of Hong Kong. And you know, since the COVID crisis hit a few months ago, like it's impossible for us to do shows. You know, previously we've done shows for artists like, you know, rappers like A$AP Ferg or Denzel Curry, and then we've also done done shows for people across Asia, such as Poon Viprit from Thailand,
Sunset Roller Coaster from Taiwan.
yeah, and Mellow Fellow from the Philippines. So we like, our main goal is not just to spotlight international artists to Hong Kong, but you know, really support the culture of Asian music and good music coming out of Asia. And I think Charlie is a great example of that. You know, fortunately we had him as part of our GLUESTICK Fest. Last year we did our first like real GLUESTICK Fest that's not like an online version. We had Sunset Roller Coaster from Taiwan, Ozzy from Taiwan, Poon Viprit from Thailand, and
Kira Bonito from UK.
Yeah, so all types of different acts. And unfortunately this year, since COVID hit, we're not able to do any live shows. So this time we're doing GLUESTICK Fest like home edition, which is something that people can watch from home, a streaming fest with.
So after this, everything will be on your YouTube channel. You can watch the whole festival.
Yes.
Check out the acts that you've made.
You can watch it on youtube.com/c/GLUESTICK. And then if YouTube is not your thing, then you can watch it on Facebook. We're gonna upload the whole festival on our page as well.
Awesome.
And yeah, and basically the whole fest, like, we're, you know, a lot of these artists have been super generous to do the whole thing for free, to, you know, just show support. And what the support is to we teamed up with actually like a non-government organization called Hands on Hong Kong, and they help with over 100 NGOs all over Hong Kong to distribute, you know, the most basic life necessities, such as masks, food, and you know, things that help aid the COVID crisis right now. And even though, you know, as a Hong Konger, I'm proud to say that Hong Kong has been doing quite well to contain this crisis and to help people. But, you know, as well as any society does this type of thing, like, there's always marginalized people that suffer from this. You know, like people who are homeless, you know, who have no place to stay right now because all the shops are closed, or people who have disabilities and whatnot. And, you know, thanks to Charlie and all the other artists participating in this fest, we've raised a little bit of money to help alleviate that a little bit. And yeah, so
how can people find out more about the organization, and how can they donate directly to Hands on Hong Kong?
You can find a description in our YouTube live video, and that's where you can find the Simply Giving page. When you click into the page, you can find all the information about Hands on Hong Kong, as well as donation button. So make sure you check out the link in our YouTube video and donate to this great cause.
Awesome. I'll put a link somewhere in my thing as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like, your support has been great. We want to just say sorry one more time that it lagged a little bit and everything, but we're going to do our best to make sure your performance gets seen by as many people as we can. And yeah, we hope to, you know, once this whole crisis is over,
we can get to collaborate with you.
Collaborate in other ways or whatever. And if we ever hit up Singapore, like, we're going to definitely hit you up. Or if you ever come to Hong Kong, we'll host you and do whatever, you know, show you the city and things like that. So thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for chatting with us, and shout out to everyone on here listening to us talk, you know, like, yeah, so thank you so much, and yeah, we'll see you some other time.
Thank you, Charlie.
See you guys.
Bye.
Ooh, I got a glue stick.